There's been an uptick in anti-gay rhetoric and anti-gay events in recent days due to the new Supreme Court case. So let's listen to a compilation of these dunderheads from the March for Marriage, which is a giant anti-gay event. This is courtesy of Right Wing Watch.
This court has not always been right on the issue of marriage. In the 1800s, it issued the infamous Dred Scott decision, and Justice Taney said, "Sorry, Dred, no rights for you here at this high court," because they said blacks were inferior human beings.
Marriage begins with the Lord, not with the state. The codification of law in marriage is merely a recognition of that which already exists. Marriage is one man and one woman because it takes one man and one woman to create a child.
I want to talk to you about why the Supreme Court is incapable of changing the definition of marriage. They didn't think of it, they didn't create it, God did, and they can't change it.
In the end, the state will be telling you how to live, and you will lose your freedom.
Only as a male and female come together, Yod-He, God, the image of God is stamped upon that covenantal marriage relationship. And if you take out Yod from the male word, Ish, and He from the female word, Isha, what you have are two letters from the Hebrew alphabet that spell the word for fire. You mess with the definition of marriage and you burn. You're toast.
When an earthly law collides with the higher law, we have no choice to obey the higher law. We cannot comply to Caesar's demands that are in direct conflict with the higher law, and that's what the Dr. Martin Luther King wrote in letter from the Birmingham jail. There are two kinds of laws, just and unjust. You have to obey the just laws. But the unjust laws are no laws at all, and we cannot obey those.
And the family will be weakened, and the society will crumble and might even be destroyed. In the beginning, it was Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve.
These guys have no idea how ridiculous they look. What they just put on right there was basically a comedy show for liberals. That's what it is. You're not convincing everybody. You're preaching to the choir, the remaining 15% of Americans who agree with you, and it was just liberals watching that and laughing at you. They don't even realize it. They take themselves seriously. They think that's an actual argument right there. It says Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. That's not even clever anymore. Like, the first time one person said it, yeah, it's a little witty. But after the first time, it's just like, okay, now you just sound stupid. Now you're just trying to use that as a reason to take away rights from gay people? What the fuck is that? And that whole saying presupposes that Adam and Eve were real. And of course they weren't real. We know that. They take themselves seriously. That's the thing that's the most amazing about this. That guy said society will be destroyed, the guy at the end. Because of gay marriage, society will be destroyed. Again, I'm going to present the same argument I've made before when people say stuff like that. You do know why he's saying that, right? Because in his mind, he thinks, well, if you allow guys to marry guys, they're obviously going to marry each other and not marry women. If you give me a choice, clearly I'm going to want to marry Sean and not marry Betty. Because he's a repressed gay person. That's what it is. He's a self-hater. So he thinks society will collapse if you allow gay marriage because all that the men will want to do is suck each other's cocks. Because that's all I want to do right now. God, just come out of the closet, man. You're living a lie. It's so pathetic to watch. And he said, mess with marriage and you'll burn in hell. Really? How do you know that? Have you proven that a hell exists? Have you proven that a God is real? Where can I find this information? Did Harvard do a study? Is it in the New England Journal of Medicine? Did you made this up? These guys speak about hell as if it's factual. Again, they don't know how stupid they look. You look like pathetically ignorant and stupid people who don't have functioning brains. Marriage is to create children. Hey, idiot. Okay, then, senior citizens, you have to divorce immediately. They can't have children anymore. What do you mean? Let's say two people meet each other when they're older and they can't reproduce. Can they not get married? According to this guy, no, because he says marriage is to create children. So what if somebody's just infertile? Can they not get married because you say so? No, marriage isn't about creating children. It's about whatever the fuck people want it to be about. You can mind your fucking business. And you guys are all small government people, but you believe in big government when it comes to telling people what they can and cannot do with marriage. And marriage begins with the Lord, another one of my favorite ones. You're just basically saying, I am in favor of unconstitutional things. You may as well have said that sentence. Because you're not allowed to create policy based off of religion. But you don't even know that. And you're just like, forget the state. God says we can't do it. Well, we don't have a fucking theocracy here. Go to Saudi Arabia if you want that. And the guy who keeps bringing up race issues, class act there. Being anti-gay is like being pro-black people in his mind. And he mentions Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm serious, in their mind, they think they're the civil rights heroes. No, you're the opposite. You're the bad guys in that scenario. It turns out that the people who are for gay rights are like the people who were for black rights. You have your perception of the situation flipped in your head. You're the bad guys.